Lululemon is suing Costco for selling knockoff versions of its popular athletic wear.
The fashion industry has a business model, and it depends on one thing: you not knowing what your clothes are actually worth. This summer, Costco is quietly stocking items that department stores are charging 2, 3, sometimes 5 times more for, with the same brand names on the tag, and in several cases, better construction underneath. 8 items, all under $25, ranked from the one that surprises you least to the one the fashion industry genuinely does not want you to find. Number 8. The Felina Women's Ribbed Tank 3-pack, $13.99. Let's start with something that looks simple on the surface and turns out to be a lot more interesting once you do the math. The Felina Women's Ribbed Tank 3-pack sits at $13.99 at Costco. That works out to roughly $4.66 per tank top. That number matters because a single ribbed tank from a brand like Everlane, Free People, or even Gap will run you anywhere between $24 and $42 in a standard retail environment. At Costco, you are getting 3 of them in white, gray, and black for less than the cost of one from any of those brands. What are you actually getting for that price? The tanks are made from a cotton, polyester, and spandex blend, sitting at around 195 grams per square meter. That is a legitimate mid-weight fabric, not the see-through wisp that budget tank tops are often made from. The GSM measurement matters here because it tells you how much actual material is in the fabric per square meter. A 195 gram per square meter, construction has enough body to hold its shape, lay flat against the skin without bunching, and survive washing without thinning out after a few months. The spandex content, 5%, is enough to add recovery to the stretch without converting the fabric into something that clings uncomfortably in summer heat. The ribbed texture holds its shape through washing. The stretch moves without distorting, and the 3 colorway pack is not an accident. White, gray, and black is a complete layering foundation for a summer wardrobe in a single purchase. You are not buying 3 of the same thing. You are buying a wardrobe base in one trip, in one $15 transaction. The ribbed tank has been a dominant silhouette in fashion for a couple of years now, with luxury brands charging a premium for essentially the same cotton blend fabrication. Cosbar, Anthropologie, and Urban Outfitters are all selling versions of this exact silhouette at markups that have nothing to do with the fabric and everything to do with the store address and the brand typography on the label. Costco is selling it as a no-name basic in a 3-pack, which means no one is writing breathless reviews about it on fashion blogs, and that is exactly how the fashion industry prefers it. The less visible an option like this is, the longer the department store version can hold its price. One more practical note. If you are building a summer wardrobe around layering, which is the smartest approach for navigating air-conditioned offices, outdoor heat, and everything in between, having the white, black, and gray covered in a single $13 purchase is genuinely useful. You are not choosing between colors or making 3 separate trips. You are done. The item at number 7 is where things get genuinely interesting, because it carries a brand name that department stores are currently charging $88 for, and Costco has it for under $16. Number 7. The 3 Dots Women's Pull-On Pants, $15.99. 3 Dots is not a Costco brand. It is a California-based apparel label with a wholesale presence at Macy's, Nordstrom, and a number of boutique retailers across the country. A pair of 3 Dots women's pull-on pants at Macy's will cost you $88. At Costco, the same brand, the same style, is on the shelf for $15.99. That is not a clearance price, not a sale event, and not a sign of a quality difference. That is Costco's standard operating model, and it is the thing the broader fashion retail industry has the most complicated feelings about. Here is how the price difference works. Costco operates on a margin structure where most items are marked up by roughly 10% above wholesale cost, with a significant portion of the company's overall profit coming from membership fees rather than merchandise markup. Department stores work on dramatically different structures, often marking wholesale prices up by anywhere from 50 to 200% before the item reaches the floor. Every step in the conventional retail chain, the brand's wholesale margin, the department store's buying markup, the store's operating costs, the visual merchandising, the marketing spend, all of it lands on top of the price you eventually see on the tag. The brand name stays the same. The garment is the same. What changes is how many layers of margin are sitting between the factory and your closet. The 3 Dots pull-on pants are a lightweight, drapey construction designed for warm weather wear. The pull-on waistband eliminates the need for a zipper or button closure, which is a practical detail that also makes them more comfortable across a full day of wear. They come in a floral print, a stripe, and a basic black, so this is not being positioned as purely utilitarian. A fashion item at a warehouse price. If this is reshaping how you think about where your clothing budget is actually going, subscribe right now and hit the bell. We break down exactly this kind of gap every single week, and the next few items on this list get significantly more surprising. The brand at number 6 invented the cotton gauze shirt as a summer fashion staple, is selling it through its own website for over $50, and quietly has it at Costco for a fraction of that. Number 6. The Gap Women's Cotton Gauze Button-up shirt, around $22. Gap is not a discount brand. It has been operating at the mid to upper end of accessible fashion for decades, and its cotton gauze shirts have been a consistent summer staple across its core women's range. A Gap cotton gauze shirt through Gap's own website or a department store partner typically sits at $50 to $60. Costco members are picking up the same Gap-branded gauze button-up for somewhere in the low 20s. Here is why the fabric itself justifies the price premium that Gap charges everywhere else, and why getting it at Costco's number is an objectively good deal. Cotton gauze is made using a loose, open weave construction that allows air to circulate directly through the fabric rather than trapping it against the body the way a tighter woven fabric does. That open weave structure is why gauze has historically been used in medical dressings. Breathability and air circulation are the entire engineering point. When that construction is applied to a button-up shirt, you get a top that actually cools you down, rather than a shirt that simply promises to be lightweight on a tag while still trapping heat against your skin. High-quality double gauze fabric also softens with each wash, meaning the shirt you wear at the end of summer feels noticeably better than the one you put on in June, which is genuinely unusual in apparel at this price point. The Gap gauze shirt comes in white, blue, and green. It runs slightly large, which is a feature rather than a sizing error. An oversized gauze button-up, worn open over a swimsuit or tank top, is one of the most functional and current summer looks on the market right now, and one that brands like Madewell and Banana Republic are selling the same oversized gauze silhouette for $65 to $90. The Gap version at Costco's price is that same garment from a brand with a comparable manufacturing standard at less than half the price. The item at number 5 takes that same principle into a category where the pricing gap between what a garment costs to make and what a department store charges for, it is one of the widest in all of fashion. Number 5. The DKNY Women's One-Piece Swimsuit, $22.99. DKNY is an accessible luxury brand with a wholesale presence in department stores at price points that typically run between $65 and $120 for swimwear. The DKNY Women's One-Piece Swimsuit, currently at Costco, is priced at $22.99, and the construction details inside that suit are not what you would expect at that number. Start with the fabric. A nylon and spandex blend that sits in the same technical performance tier as swimwear from brands charging 3 times more. Nylon is the standard for quality swimwear construction because it holds its shape under chlorine and saltwater exposure significantly better than polyester, which breaks down faster under repeated chemical contact. The blend with spandex typically around 15 to 20% in a quality one-piece, gives the suit stretch without losing its recovery, meaning it holds its shape even after a full season of regular swimming, rather than bagging out by August. Inside the suit, there is underwire for support and removable cups, so the wearer can adjust the level of structure based on preference. The midsection uses a power mesh lining for tummy control, a construction feature typically found in swimwear at significantly higher price points because power mesh adds material cost and construction complexity that brands lower on the price scale skip entirely. The ruffle sleeve detail at the shoulder adds a visual softness without complicating the fit, and the fixed straps keep the suit in place during actual movement rather than sliding around the moment you do anything more dynamic than standing still. Swimwear is one of the categories where the gap between production cost and retail price is the widest, because the brand markup is driven almost entirely by seasonal demand, brand perception, and the difficulty shoppers have comparing construction quality between one suit and another without a direct reference point. Most shoppers are not checking whether a swimsuit uses nylon or polyester, or whether the lining has power mesh or a single flat layer. They are looking at the color, the silhouette, and the brand name, and the brand name is doing 90% of the pricing work. A power mesh lining is a power mesh lining, whether it is inside a $23 suit or a $110 suit from a boutique. The DKNY logo on the tonal hardware is the same logo appearing on suits at 4 to 5 times this price in the department store next door. The item at number 4 takes the summer fabric conversation from number 6 and builds it into something the fashion industry is charging 3 to 4 times more for, on the back of one specific material trend that is currently everywhere. Number 4. The BLANKNYC Women's Linen Blend Shorts, under $12. Linen has had a remarkable decade in fashion. A fabric that spent most of the 90s and early 2000s being associated with wrinkled holiday wardrobes has been repositioned as the premium warm weather fabric choice by virtually every brand operating above the fast fashion tier. And the price premium attached to the word linen on a label has grown considerably in step with that repositioning. There is a real reason linen commands a premium, and it is worth understanding before you get to the Costco price, because the gap makes more sense when you know what you are actually getting. Linen is made from the flax plant, and the fiber processing required to turn flax stalks into weavable thread is significantly more labor-intensive than cotton processing. The result is a fabric with a naturally hollow fiber structure that allows air to circulate through the weave more efficiently than cotton, making it one of the most genuinely cooling fabrics available for summer wear. It is also moisture-wicking in the specific way that matters in heat. It absorbs moisture away from the skin and releases it into the air quickly, which is the opposite of what synthetic fabrics do when you sweat into them. The wrinkle reputation is real, but it is also somewhat irrelevant in modern linen blends, where the addition of rayon, lyocell, or polyester smooths the wrinkling behavior without significantly reducing the breathability benefit. BLANKNYC is a New York-based brand that operates at accessible contemporary price points, typically in the $40 to $90 range through standard retail channels. The BLANKNYC Women's Linen Blend Shorts, available at Costco, have been spotted as low as $9.99 in-store, with an online price just above $11. That is a linen blend short from a real contemporary fashion brand for roughly the price of a fast food meal. The shorts are a pull-on style with side pockets and a hidden drawstring in the inside waistband, which covers every practical requirement a summer short needs. They come in green, black, and a multicolor print, and the linen blend construction delivers the breathability and texture of linen with enough blended fiber to resist wrinkling significantly better than a 100% linen short would after sitting through a long lunch or a car ride. The item at number 3 pairs directly with this one. This surprising item takes the same linen blend fabric story and applies it to the item that every brand in the linen trend is marking up most aggressively right now. Number 3. The BLANKNYC Women's Linen Blend Button-Up Shirt, $18.99. Here is where the linen conversation gets specifically interesting, and where the value argument becomes one of the strongest on this entire list. The BLANKNYC Women's Linen Blend Button-Up Shirt at Costco is priced at $18.99. It is a relaxed fit construction with a collar neckline and a drop shoulder, which is the specific architectural detail that separates a shirt designed to be worn loosely and comfortably from one that is trying to be structured. A drop shoulder seam sits lower than the natural shoulder line, which creates the generous, unbothered drape that makes this silhouette so flattering and so practical. You can layer it over the DKNY swimsuit from number 5 as a pool or beach cover-up. You can wear it open over the Felina ribbed tank from number 8 and the BLANKNYC shorts from number 4 as a complete summer outfit for under $35 combined. Or you can button it closed and wear it alone with sandals for something that looks considerably more deliberate than the purchase price suggests. It comes in tan, blue, and white, which are the 3 colorways the summer market has collectively agreed are correct for a linen blend shirt. And the sizing runs slightly large in a way that works in your favor for the relaxed silhouette. The same construction at a comparable linen blend fabrication from brands like Madewell, Anthropologie, or J. Crew is currently retailing between $65 and $95. The principle is identical: a woven linen and polyester or rayon mix, a relaxed cut, a drop shoulder, a button front. The material cost to produce this shirt at a factory level is not $65. The difference between that retail number and the Costco number is channel, brand positioning, and the markup structure that comes with operating full-price retail stores in high-rent corridors with visual merchandising teams, editorial photography budgets, and campaign advertising spend. Costco has none of those costs. The shirt goes on a rack between the bulk household goods and the food samples, and it sells at a price that reflects what the garment actually costs to produce and deliver, rather than what the fashion industry has decided a linen shirt should cost based on the name on the label. If you have made it this far and you want to find every fashion gap like this one, before the fashion industry catches on, hit subscribe and share this video with someone who is about to spend $80 on a linen shirt they absolutely do not have to. The item at number 2 involves a fabric technology that most shoppers would never think to look for at Costco. From a brand that built its name on occasion wear, now surprisingly selling its most functional summer piece at under $10. Number 2. The Adrianna Papell Women's Airflow Shorts, $9.99. Adrianna Papell is a brand that operates primarily in the occasion wear and workwear categories. Its wedding guest dresses are a staple reference on event dressing websites. Its blouses appear on professional wardrobe guides. Seeing it at Costco in the summer shorts category is genuinely unexpected, and the construction detail behind these specific shorts is what earns this item the second spot on this list. The Adrianna Papell Women's Airflow Shorts are priced at $9.99 at Costco. At comparable constructions through department store partners, Adrianna Papell shorts land at $35 to $55. That gap alone is significant, but it is the airflow fabric itself that makes the item worth understanding in more detail. The airflow fabric is not a marketing label applied to a generic summer weave. It is a subtly textured, breathable construction that the brand developed for the specific problem that polished, occasion-adjacent clothing almost universally fails to solve: looking put together while actually being comfortable in heat. Most fabrics that look refined enough for a work meeting or a summer event are woven tightly enough that they trap heat against the body and do not breathe well. The airflow construction uses a more open weave with a subtle texture that disrupts the flat surface of the fabric, creating microchannels that allow air to circulate against the skin rather than sealing it off. The result is a short that reads as a polished, grown-up garment in the mirror, and actually keeps you cooler than the jogger shorts or cotton basics that more casual fabrics would deliver. The elastic waistband with an interior drawstring allows a range of fits without requiring the rigid waistband and zipper structure that most tailored shorts need to hold their shape. The contrast stitching is a design detail that adds visual definition without adding manufacturing cost. And the soft hand feel, meaning the texture against skin, is not the rough or scratchy quality that inexpensive woven fabrics often deliver. These are genuinely good shorts at any price. At $9.99, they are the strongest pure value to quality ratio on this list, and they are from a brand that most Costco shoppers walk past without a second look because the name does not register as one that belongs in a warehouse setting. That unfamiliarity is, once again, the whole point. The brands that consumers most readily associate with Costco's clothing section get scrutinized. The ones that fly under the radar, the occasion wear label, the contemporary denim brand, the California lifestyle name, those are the ones delivering the most disproportionate value for the price, because nobody in the fashion industry is prioritizing the Costco shopper as their core audience, which means the pricing pressure that usually inflates what you pay for a recognizable name does not apply. The item at number 1 is the reason this entire list exists. It is the comparison that makes every other item make sense in the context of what the fashion industry is actually selling you when it sells you a name. Number 1. The Kirkland Signature Women's Scoop Neck Pima Cotton Tee 2-pack, $21.99. Pima cotton is not the same thing as regular cotton, and understanding that distinction is the entire argument for why this 2-pack earns the top position on this list. Here's the material science, briefly, because it matters. Regular cotton, the kind in the vast majority of t-shirts across every price point, is made from upland cotton, which accounts for around 90% of all cotton grown globally. Upland cotton fibers are typically under 1.1 inches in length. Pima cotton, by contrast, is an extra-long staple variety grown primarily in Peru and the American Southwest, with fiber lengths ranging from 1.4 to 2 full inches. That difference of roughly half an inch per fiber sounds insignificant and is, in fact, everything. Longer fibers mean fewer fiber ends exposed per square inch of fabric. Fiber ends are what create the scratchiness, the pilling, and the gradual roughening that makes a standard cotton tee feel noticeably worse after 50 washes than it did on the first day. When there are fewer ends, the fabric stays smooth, stays soft, and maintains its surface quality through repeated wear and washing in a way that standard cotton physically cannot. Pima cotton is also measurably stronger, with tensile strength studies putting it at roughly 30% higher than standard upland cotton, which means it resists tearing, fraying, and structural breakdown at the seams longer than a conventional cotton construction at the same weight. Some estimates put the usable lifespan of a well-maintained Pima cotton garment at up to 50% longer than its regular cotton equivalent, which has a direct effect on cost per wear that no sticker price comparison fully captures on its own. This is why luxury basics brands charge what they charge. Everlane's Pima cotton tee is $35. James Perse's version sits above $80. From Vince, you are crossing $100, and the Pima cotton credential is a central part of the marketing language, justifying that number in every case. The Kirkland Signature Women's Scoop Neck Pima Cotton Tee 2-pack delivers that same fiber. At a construction standard, Costco's satisfaction guarantee backs unconditionally for $21.99 for 2 shirts, $11 per tee. The scoop neck silhouette is flattering across a wide range of body shapes without requiring the precision fit of a cropped or structured cut. The pre-shrunk construction means the size you buy is roughly the size you get after washing, a guarantee that not every cotton garment can make honestly. What the Kirkland Signature label does is strip the brand premium entirely. There is no lifestyle story attached to the name, no aspirational imagery in the marketing, no influencer campaign driving perceived value above actual material and construction value. What remains is a Pima cotton tee, built to a standard that competing brands are charging 3 to 9 times more for. Backed by the same unconditional satisfaction guarantee Costco applies to everything on its shelves. Shopper reviews across Costco's platform have consistently described these as among the best clothing purchases in the entire warehouse. That assessment has been stable across multiple years. The fashion industry's version of this shirt costs more because the fashion industry needs it to, not because the fabric is different. 8 items, 1 standard, what you are actually getting for the price on the tag. The math on this list is not subtle. The department store equivalent of some items on this list, with the same brand names, would cost you somewhere between $400 and $600, depending on the specific retailer. The difference is not quality. It is not exclusivity. It is margin structure, and Costco's entire business model is built around compressing that margin as close to zero as possible while collecting membership fees instead. Click the next video on your screen right now, because we have even more fashion tips and steals that will make you question every full-price purchase you have ever made.